So that is Movernia to move inside 2016 Mazda MX-5 Miata, and beside me is Mo Kenny riding on the 6 with this beautiful sun tower, blue sky, white clouds. All right, after a week drive on the beautiful 2016 Mazda MX-5 Miata, Mo Kenny, aka manager here, Q&A here with you. So you got a chance to test drive this beautiful Mazda Miata,
yep.
MX-5. What are some of the features that are in this car that you're really impressed with?
I think at this price point, it's amazing. $31,000 for convertible roadsters. There's no other car in the segment that has this. I mean, with the discontinuation of the S2000, the only car you can get is the Z4, which starts at $56,000, and a Porsche Boxer, which now is $65,000. So you can't get a true roadster at this price point. And what that gets you is 155 horsepower, dual overhead cams, 144 torque, and right now we're at the second tier model. We also got the sports package, which gives you these nice Recaro space seats with red piping.
And you mentioned that there are speakers around the seats as well?
Yes, so if you have Bluetooth connectivity, the speakers right now for your phone calls is like right behind you. It kind of like startled me at the beginning when I was making a phone call. Then you also get this body color door trim. And if Movernia will show you, you also get these sweet BBS rims and stealth black and Brembo brakes. So that's the sport package, which is $4,800. That is only available in the second level trim. And then there's a higher level model called the GT. And the way Mazda's positioned the brand is that the GT is going to be more technology, like lane assist and all sorts of equipment to help you more drivability.
Now the question to you is that with this car at this price range, or starting at about $31,997, do they actually sacrifice a lot of things in order to make the car at that price, or you feel that they still give you a lot of good stuff?
This is a raw driving car. I own a Porsche Boxer, and this car actually gives me more fun because the gearing ratios are short. It's a direct shaft transmission, so you can feel the vibration in your hand. I feel very engaged as a driver because unlike a lot of the European convertibles, there's a lot of technology, so it takes away from the driving experience. So when I'm in this car, it feels like I'm going really fast.
Now, you know, a lot of people actually, when I talked to them, they were surprised this car is only 2 liter with 155 horsepower. They thought that this car is more horsepower. But as you mentioned, this car is lightweight. So do you feel that the 155 horsepower is a good balance for this car?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you can't just look at a horsepower rating. You gotta look at a power to weight ratio. So when you only weigh 2,000 pounds, like to give you an example, like a BMW 3 Series, which is very common on the road, that's like 3,300 pounds. Like to only weigh 200 pounds makes this car very nimble, very fast around the corner, and it's very well balanced. It's a lot of fun to drive. And also, this manual roof really saves a lot of weight. I can be driving and really put this up in like 2 seconds.
That looks pretty fast.
That's it.
So basically anyone, you don't have to be a strong muscle man to even open the roof, and it's so fast.
Yeah, like to give you a comparison, a Porsche Boxer takes about 9 seconds to close the roof. The Lamborghini Huracan Spider, which is a $500,000 car almost, that takes like 16 seconds. This took me 2 seconds to close the roof.
Tell us more about the shifter and the manual transmission with the engine, and how do you describe the feel of the driving transmission?
The shifts are surprisingly very short. Look at the throw. It's a very short throw. It's very direct, it's very smooth, because a lot of Japanese cars have very notchy transmissions. So a lot of times like Japanese transmissions will grind the gear, and what I love here is that it has a European style reverse gear, which means the reverse gate is just on the left of the first gear. So I just push down, and
so
I'm
you have to push down to reverse so that will not confuse people.
Yep, and it's also convenient. Mainly they designed it this way because in Europe there's a lot of 3-point turns, so it's just easy to go from first and reverse back and forth.
At the same time, some of the stuff I really like about this MX-5 is that when you're driving in the downtown core, there's a lot of tight parking space, and I found that there are a lot of space that I normally wouldn't able to park. I'm able to park it with this car. At the same time, this car not only is very good performance, very good handling, but is very fuel efficient as well.
Yeah, and I really like their GPS system. Can't really show you right now, but sometimes they tell you point of interest, like there's an Esso gas station, a Tim Hortons, and even when you're not in the navigation screen, at the top of the bar, it would actually tell you what is the next street ahead. So in Toronto, it's hard to see what the next street is if you're looking for somewhere to turn. So I find that's a really cool touch to it.
Now, this car is the 4th generation for MX-5. The previous 3 generation kind of really looked the same, just basically evolving with the design, but this is totally different. When you're driving around, do you get people actually ask you questions about this car?
Yeah, I mean, like, let's check out the features again of this car. You get the red stitching here. I mean, you get this carbon fiber look trim. Obviously, it's not carbon fiber. Leather steering wheel with red stitching, and the air vents, which is like a turbine design, which is very similar to Mercedes. You see that a lot in their designs. And if you look at the front of the car, it has these amazing headlights with the very thin LED design.
So it's a LED light, very bright.
LED light, but look how thin and narrow the headlight design is. I get a lot of looks. A lot of people ask me questions. I mean, the great thing about the Mazda brand is that it's not pretentious. People will come up to me and ask me questions. I find that sometimes when I drive my convertible, people don't want to ask me questions because they just assume I'm a snob, right?
So you're saying that this car is approachable. People, want to know more about this car, and possibly see that this is actually a car that they can achieve.
Yeah, because with the Mazda brand, people know that, okay, it only goes up to a certain price limit. So if I'm someone that drives an a Mazda 3 or a Mazda 6, I probably know that this is a car that I can someday afford or move up into the brand. And I think this is a great price point.
So overall, what is your impression of this car in terms of also for the younger crowd?
I love it. The only thing I wish Mazda provided was an optional exhaust. Like, the engine note on this car is incredible, but the exhaust, I would prefer if I could hear some exhaust note. Maybe if they threw it in for like $900, $1,200, installed at the dealer level upon delivery, I think it's a great option. Or to add it to the sports package, which already has the Brembos and the BBS rims. And I think you got a really good package if they can allow that to happen.
All right, thank you, Mulcahy, for the amazing feedback on the 2016 Mazda MX-5 Miata. Gotta say, this is an amazing car. Thank you, Mazda Canada, for providing this for us to do a test drive. This is definitely one of the car that I have been one of my favorite for all the car that I test drive. Mulcahy is out here and ready to zoom.